so upset. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here doing another DC Collectibles action figure review on the DC Comics Icons Firestorm. If you're trying to pick up this figure, it is available right now.
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Now I gotta give a big thanks to DC Collectibles for making this review possible. If you want to see the latest from them, make sure you check the link in the description below. Here's a quick look at the packaging right over here. I really like that we get the Firestorm logo right there and the icons. Like we usually do, you can tell this is from the Trinity War storyline, so he doesn't have his original baggy look to him, but I like this contemporary look as well. You can see the other figures from the wave. If you want detailed images of the packaging, you can find it all over at ToyNewsEye.com. But anyway, let's take a closer look at the accessories. So we get some interchangeable parts over here that I like a lot. Now, if you're not sure about Firestorm's powers, which I was always just a little bit shaky on because he seems like Dr. Manhattan, but just less powerful. And that's really, I think, what his power set really is that he can change the subatomic or atomic structure of inanimate objects. He can't really do it so well with organic matter, but yeah, like he could turn a, a table, like a wooden table into a gold table, or change the shape of it if he wants to. So this is his nuclear powers right over here, and I think they look fantastic. I really like the translucent yellow that we're getting right here. We also get these translucent hands, which you can pop off and put them on to the regular arms. As I pop this off without trying to break it, there it goes. So you can see the clear translucent hand right over here. And these are his regular hands and his regular fists. And of course, you can take the fist and plug it into this effect right over here. So, and the directions show you how to do this. So you want to make sure you take a look at the directions. Oop, that's the wrong side. So there that goes. So you just plug that right in. And what you do is you take this piece and you attach it to his forearm. So this will make the forearm part right there. I think that's really cool. I really like these a lot. It's just to show how this one looks again. You saw this at the beginning of the video, but there we go. Yeah, I think that looks really cool. I really like these a lot. Oh man, I love this head sculpt. Oh, that looks so cool. I guess my favorite thing about this figure is the paint. I love the color variations that we get just on the head sculpt alone. There's so much going on here. I love the flesh tone that they use. I love this very shiny glossy red that we get for his headpiece right here. We get this nice gradient orange turning into kind of a pinkish hueish color right over there with the white in the middle. We even get a little bit of color well, it's not color variation, but it's a translucent orange plastic right here for the little flame effect right there at the top, and it's very sharp and pointy hard plastic, so you don't want to be stabbing people with this. I like that we get the orange band right there. I think it looks very good. I like it. Saying that, I do notice a little bit of an imperfection over here with this black line around his mouth. I think that looks a little strange. At first, it didn't really bother me, but as soon as I started setting up the camera like this, I was like, oh, that looks a little bit strange. And then I don't know if it's on purpose. Well, it looks like it's on purpose for, the black to kind of fade out around the sides over there. I actually think it looks pretty cool, and I like the yellow for the inside of his eyes. So that part doesn't really bother me so much as kind of looking weird with the black liner around his mouth. That's kind of strange to me, especially on the back of the packaging. He doesn't have that there. Now looking at the torso, we get this nice pearlescent yellow right here for the bulk of his body. So you can tell it kind of has that pearlescent sheen to it. I really dig that a lot. Nice clean white paint over here. Now these little bulb parts right over here, they do look like they're translucent red plastic. It's very hard to tell for sure or not because it's so glossy looking, but I feel like it's translucent, like you could see through it just a little bit. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Then looking right here on the side of the arms, we get this nice etched in line work with the orange painted in there. I think that looks really good. I love this metallic red once again. These are sculpted in circles right over here. On the back, this looks really good. Now, this isn't coming across as translucent to me on this piece right over here. That just looks like a solid, kind of reminds me of candy a little bit. Nice sculpted lines. Like throughout, all the lines on this thing are sculpted through and through, and I really like that. Even the joints right here have that metallic sheen. I'm really digging the forearms on here. Even the knuckles have the little yellow parts to them and the circles. Looking back at the torso, we get some nice lines stretched out there, making it look like he has a suit on. Very, very nice paint on this thing. I really dig it a lot, man. It looks so cool. I really like this a lot. Very cool looking Firestorm figure, man. This is badass. And he does have peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Now with this figure, amongst some others, I'm not seeing any change as far as the articulation goes. And I really wish DC Collectibles will revamp their articulation for the DC Icons line, because there's just a couple of things that just really bug. Like, for instance, we need a disc hinge right here in the neck. They need to look up more than that, man. That's barely looking up at all. So as a flyer, it's very hard to get him into some cool flying poses. And if you pop the head off, be careful. You want to grab him by the ears and put that down on there. Again, this is sharp sharp and pointy. Anyway, you can't get his head looking down that much. You can turn his head side to side, and you do get some head pivot right there as well. Shoulders move outward. You move down that much. They move forward. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. They bend in at 90 degrees altogether. You get a forearm swivel. You get a wrist swivel, and then the hands all hinge up and down. He has a diaphragm joint that turns side to side. Tiny little bit of diaphragm pivot. He barely moves forward. He moves back a little more so at that diaphragm. You can see just wiggles a little bit. But then he does have a waist crunch right here. So all together, he can crunch forward that much, and all together, he can crunch backward that much. So that's the most you'll get from a flying pose, you know, which isn't terrible, but still, I wish the head could move up more. He has hip joints that move all the way outward. He can kick forward that much, but they kind of rotate a little bit as they do that. Does this shift up and down too? Yes, it does. So this does have the up and down shifting motion, which I guess is new. Yeah, because I saw that on the Joker figure, and I think that was the first time I had actually seen that on a DC Icons figure. So I think this hinging up and down at the leg is a new thing. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. It does move back, just not much at all, just that much. And it does have a little bit of a wiggle, but no upper thigh cut really. Double jointed knees, then the ankles move down, they move up, and he does have ankle pivot. Then here's the figure at its widest stance possible with both feet still flat on the floor. And even though you can get him into this Jean-Claude Van Damme type pose, it's still kind of tricky getting the legs articulated in ways that I'd like to for a superhero. Now to measure this Firestorm figure, you can see he's standing almost 7 inches tall. It gets to the top of his forehead though, it's a little over 6 inches. Then to compare Firestorm to another DC Icons figure, we have the Flash. And by the way, I'm just absolutely loving my Flash Season 2 Blu-ray. I'm catching up with Season 2 and I absolutely love the show. But anyway, you can see that the Flash is a little bit smaller than Firestorm, even without the extra flamey hair and everything. So it looks like they're kind of upscaling the figures a little bit, which I like. And then to compare Firestorm to another figure from this wave, here is the Joker. And you can see the Joker's eye line is just a little bit lower than Firestorm, but they're both more or less around the same height, really. And then here's Firestorm next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Then here's the figure with both effects attached to him, looking really sick. I really like this figure a lot. I'm really liking this one and the John Stewart. I have the John Stewart, so expect me to review that one very soon. I really dig these Icons figures. I like the changes that DC Collectibles has been making to this line, like adding the hip joint right over there, making them a little bit taller. Just wish they would add the head joint and the thigh cuts over here, and that would just make me a lot happier. But anyway, I hope you guys are happy with this review. If you are, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Check out my other videos. You should see them on the side right over there. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, it's all over at toynewseye.com. And don't forget to follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links all in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, it's okay.
That's crispy.
Here he is with both